Weather lately has been a big draw for thousands of hikers and bikers in downtown Austin.
But one of those laps around Lady Bird Lake turned into a life-altering moment for one man who's now suing the city after he contends a tree fell and crushed him. Our investigator Kevin Schwaller looks into why that man's attorney says the city could have prevented that from happening.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Ann Wilson looks up at the trees along the trail and sees their value.
Thankful for the shade.
Everyday walkers, joggers, cyclists all pass by without thinking a tree could fall into their paths.
You know, it is public land, but at the same time, you can't just have something like this happen to you and have you go through several surgeries for the city to just say, well, I'm sorry.
That's Yolanda Rodriguez Pacheco in 2013. Her nephew, Andres Navarro, is the one on the stretcher.
Mr. Navarro was crushed by this tree. He has 10 broken bones. He's had major surgeries. A large portion of his spine is fused together.
A hackberry tree, a lot like this one, fell on Navarro. The lawsuit claims the city had flagged the tree for removal, but missed its date to get it out.
That if the city had simply followed their own deadline for removal of the tree, then Mr. Navarro would have been saved.
To passers-by, trees blend into the background at a trail under the city's watch.
I think they're doing all they can to provide a healthy place for people to exercise.
But the trip here for Navarro is one his lawyer claims forever hurt his health. Kevin Schwaller, KXAN investigates.
And the lawsuit contends Navarro's medical bills are up to nearly $400,000. The city of Austin won't comment right now because of the pending litigation. Well, we wanted to know a bit more about safety along those trails. So we went back to the spot where the tree fell on Navarro. With us, an arborist who helped explain what happened. April Rose tells us Austin is still very much recovering from drought damage to trees, a drought that has made them more susceptible to falling and toppling. She says communities need to be the eyes and ears for the city by calling 311 when they see a problem with a public tree.
The city's never going to be able to know 100% of the time what's happening with all of its trees. They're just going to have to do their best.
And digging deeper now, Austin has removed more than 400 trees just this year, including some smaller ones. Dozens of those were along the hike and bike trails. Crews also cleaned up more than 50 fallen trees. And the city scheduled another 134 trees for removal, but to put all this in perspective, a spokesperson for the Parks Department tells us the city currently has 2 inspectors to cover about 260,000 trees on local public lands.